We have a special person with us. We would like to acknowledge the presence of the national artist for film, Mr. Ricardo. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Okay, magandang gabi! Alam ko, ang dami kailangan i-process ng pelikulang to, no? At marami tayong katanungan. Pero mamaya-maya lang, matatanong natin yung mga dapat na itanong sa ating guests for tonight's talk track. By the way, my name is JV Bisate, and I'm going to be your host for tonight's Cinemalaya Talk Track. Ang team natin for this year's Cinemalaya is Breaking Through the Noise. Let's find out how this film was able to break through the noise. Pwede natin itanong sa kanila. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions talaga. If you have any questions or any insights that you would like to tell our guests for tonight, kilala niyo naman kung sino sila, di ba? If you have any questions for them, ang ating mga magaganda at nagagapuhang ushers may binigay sa ating papel. Meron po ba tayong nakuhang papel? If you have that, please make sure that you write your questions or your insights or anything that you want to say to our guests for tonight. Because later on, I will be reading those with their questions. I will be reading those questions so they can answer. Sayang naman, alam ko ang dami natin kailangan i-unload from watching the film. So if you have questions, if you have any insights, kung meron kayong message of praise sa ating pelikulang napanood, you may do so you may say them by writing them down sa paper na yan. Also, and after that, pwede nyo siyang isubmit sa ating talkback box sa nahawak na ating usher. Also, this is the first time that we're doing the talkback outside of the cinema in a tent. And we would love for you to have a grand time in the next Cinemalaya. So if you have any suggestions, if you want to say anything about the talkback, meron po tayong QR code sa mga papel na yan. You can scan them and it will automatically lead you to the evaluation sheet para mabasa namin. So next time, kung approve sa inyo itong talkback na to, we will continue doing that. But we will only be able to do that if we get a response from you. So if you have time, answer the evaluation sheet. Okay? Okay, marami na akong tanong sa pelikula natin. Alam naman natin na ang pelikulang ating pag-uusapan ngayong gabi ay ang Blue Room. Diba? Kamusta? Anong feelings? Meron bang pwedeng magsabi? Anong feelings after watching Blue Room? Meron bang natuwa sa nangyari? Meron bang na-trauma? Sino dito yung na-trauma after watching it? Sige na, don't be shy. Kasi ako after watching it, parang kailangan ko muna yata mag-yosi kahit hindi ako nag-yosi. Diba? Ang dami natin kailangang i-process after watching it. But good thing, because halos lahat ng kasama sa pelikula ay nandito ngayong gabi. Palakpakan naman natin sila. At nakikilala nyo silang lahat. So I will not let you wait any longer. Here are the people behind Blue Room, starting off with the director, Miss Maan Asuncion Dangalan. Hi, Miss Maan. You can sit anywhere. Pwedeng gitna. Thank you, Miss Maan, for being with us tonight. We also have the writer, ang nag-cause ng trauma sa ating lahat, Miss Siege Ledesma. Miss Maan is also the co-screenwriter for the film. We also have our musical scorer, Mr. Jazz Nicolas. Jazz is not yet here. Hi, Sir Jazz. Okay, coming from the audience. Hello, sir. Good evening. You can sit wherever you want. Okay, now, alam ko yung iba dito talagang inaabangan niyo sila, no? We have the 5 lead actors for Blue Room, starting off with Keone Jean. Si Christian. Christian. You can sit wherever you want. Okay. Next, we have Nori June. Hello. Hi, Nori. Sa center. Okay. We also have Harvey Bautista. Hi. Ang apo ni Mayor. Tama, Nino. Inaanak ni Mayor. Ni General. We also have Elijah Canlas. Kailangan magkasama daw sila. Okay, sige. And Juan Carlos. Okay, sige. First of all, maraming salamat po for braving the traffic. It's a Friday night and yet you're all here. Palakpakan naman po natin silang lahat for being here with us tonight. I just have my first question. This is for everyone. How was it working with this kind of film? Kasi alam ko ang daming kailangan ni Andrew. Sige, we can start with Juan Carlos.
Hello everyone. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Thank you everyone for coming here and for giving us your Friday and spending your time with us. And it for me personally it was fun because for the past how many years I've been dwelling in and really focusing on music and performing and recording. So it was such a long time since I last did something like that, and I think it was actually my first movie. Technically, yeah, it is my first movie, and I can't really compare it to anything like before because it's the whole setup was new, and also we shot amidst the parang pandemic or lockdown-ish, so iba rin yung workflow. So overall, I had fun and I enjoyed so much because I also had made new connections with all of these people, and yeah, it was a blessing nonetheless.
Thank you. I'll ask you a question later on, pero sige, Elijah muna. Thank you. Ikaw naman, Elijah.
Same eh. I feel like everyone here would say na we all had fun. Also parang naka-jackpot kasi when you're an actor, and ako pangarap ko makagawa ng isang barkada film, yan. Tapos when I read the script, may political undertones, and it had a really strong and great message that I believed in. So parang when you work on something na, yun nga, pangarap mo mag-barkada film, and then you work on a film that has a message that you believe in, parang naka-jackpot ka talaga. Kaya, tas Cinemalaya pa, and this is where it all started for me. First film ko ever, Cinemalaya. And yeah, like JK said, it's a blessing. Feeling ko sabihin na lang natin lahat, it's a blessing.
Hashtag blessed. Yes, sir. Sir Chaz.
What's the question?
How was it working in this film? What was the experience like?
As a composer, sobrang saya. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, si Keone is my son. Tapos, first time niya mawala sa bahay ng mga 2 weeks. So,
Na-miss mo ako, no?
Yes. Pero excited ako for him kasi yung paggawa ng band movie, dream ko yan eh. So parang sobrang astig na siya yung makakagawa nun. And ayun, I just wanted to make it sound as cool as possible. Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Chaz. Ms. Maan, sige po. Bilang ikaw ang brains ng pelikula.
Before, during writing, conceptualizing?
Yes,
or,
po.
Okay. During conceptualizing, kasi we all know that I really started writing this in 2010, no? So, when you're a writer, mag-isa ka na. So, parang peaceful naman. Tapos, I tried submitting the story in 2010 here in Cinemalaya, but it didn't make it. So I guess the story wasn't ready that time. And then, yun, in 2018, I had the opportunity to be parang workshop under Sir Ricky. So dun siya natapos talaga and nag-develop talaga yung story. Ayun. And then pumasok sa stage because ito naman yung kailangan ng mga i-revise it all. And si Carlo as creative producer, meron siya mga comments. And since I have work and it was difficult for me to revise at that time, so So I asked help from Siege. Ayun. So masaya rin nung time na yun kahit kaming tatlong nag-base together via Zoom. Kasi that was the time yung talagang pandemic, no? Ayun. Okay, shoot. Eh, yun muna, pag-pick up. Nung 2018 Siege, alam naman na lahat na si JK na talaga yung nasa utak.
Wow.
Yes.
The only choice for
So,
that
ang
role.
nag-audition sa kanila, si Harvey lang, and then si Keone. Si Noor and si Elijah. Well, nireko nung common friend namin. Si Elijah, nakita ko na rin naman yung ano niya, yung mga works niya. So, at the same time, nalaman ko keyboard na siya. And then si Noor, chinek ko yung IG niya. And then, I just followed my gut feel. Parang gano'n. Ganun lang. Tapos yun, si Keone yung pinakalas. As in, super frustrated na ako. Sabi ko, wala bang lead guitarist? And that was a time I messaged si Jazz. Sabi ko, Jazz, do you know a teenager na who knows how to play guitar? Or at least in a band, ganyan. Sabi niya, my son. Sabi niya, sige yung audition mo. Sabi ko gano'n. So, he did. Yun na. Tapos, in-audition namin siya ni Carlo. Si Carlo, pinahirapan siya. Kaya ang daming mga questions. Kasi si Carlo, every time nagpa-audition si Carlo, hindi lang yung pinapa-realize. At yung pinapa-analyze niya, what do you think of this scene, ano yung before this, yung mga gano'n. So, okay naman. So, yun sabi namin, sige ako nila, sabi namin, ayun. So, take away, jazz, di ba? Yun.
Thank you. Marami pa
Ayun, experience ko, happy naman. So far.
Marami pa akong question kay Miss Maan later. Pero sige, lalaktawan ko muna si Miss Siege kasi meron pa akong extra question sa kanya later. Diretso tayo kay Noor para sa mga actors.
Hello po, magandang gabi sa lahat. Working with this film, sobrang nakaka-humble kasi first time ko Cinemalaya and it's also my first film.
Wow.
And I'm just really honored to get the chance to work with these kind of people. And nung finifilm namin to, sobrang, ang cliche, kasi paulit-ulit, pero sobrang saya lang talaga. Na kahit natapos na kami mag-film, we stayed friends and we kept in touch. So I guess that says a lot about the process, really. And yeah, I'm just really proud to be part of this. Yeah.
Thank you, Noor. Yes, Keone. Gusto mo na magseta kanina eh. Sige, go. Sige, go lang, go.
Yoko na.
Sige, go.
Good evening to you all. And it was a very, very new experience for me because, but it was also quite familiar because I also played gigs with my band, and then with the bar setting, it almost looks like Route 186. There's a sentimental thing about it, so I guess that felt so real when I was acting in those sequences. And in the pandemic naman, it was sort of my dream then to act because I watched a lot of music films like Begin Again, Once, Sing Street, and then I was also binge watching Friends, and then they're sick of hearing me that. And then it was nice because parang it's music and then it's an ensemble cast, so it felt like the perfect start. Yeah,
For your first movie,
for
then.
my first movie.
Thank you, Keone. Harvey, ikaw.
Hello, gandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ayun, I mean, echo lang naman po sa sinabi ni Jello at ni Noor na, I mean, when you're working on a set where your castmates aren't just castmates, you become more than that. You become friends with them in the process of shooting. It becomes more than work, Kaya, paulit-ulit talaga kami, pero sobrang saya ng set na yun. I mean, your question was, how is it shooting a movie like this na may political undertones and very heavy? Honestly, in the process of shooting, it didn't really feel like that. Kasi we were sort of going through the scenes as as friends pero as actors din, parang okay, paano natin to pwede i-approach o ano pwedeng atake dito sa eksena na to. So as much as we were having fun, we were still keeping it professional, and I think we found the right balance of that on this set. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. For a highly charged film, no? Nakakatuwa na makinig tayo ng kwento na hindi pala siya kasing bigat ng pelikula in terms of, your experience in shooting it. Now, I want to go back to Siege and Miss Man. Thank you very much for your answers. Because Blue Room is such it's a movie that has a lot to say about what's happening in the country right now, more than just a tale of friends. How did the story came about? And all those things that you see in the movie, paano siya lumabas? Sige, Siege, ikaw.
Okay, so actually yung parang iniisip ng mga tao nung nakita yung inspired from true events is yung sa staging area lang. But ang totoo niyan, this script was conceptualized by Direk late 2000s pa eh. 2010, and it's actually based inspired from what happened to a real indie band. So ayun, but then yun nga, yung experience nga ni Direk na she had to revise and baka hindi pa nga panahon, and then nung nakuha siya sa Cinemalaya, medyo, kasi she mentioned, pareho actually kami ng medyo background na nag-start din ako as found story, and then kay Sir Ricky, yes, yun na yung ano namin, pero yung parang nagsimula kami sa found story, pero yun nga, oo, found Quiapo. So, nung so nakita ko pa dun sa script ni Direk na medyo malapit siya dun sa nangyari nung late 2000s. And then isa sa mga decision is kailan ba natin ito isa-situate? Kasi may pandemic nun eh. So madaming brainstorm na pinagdaanan din, and yung creative producer namin si Carlo Obispo. Yan, ilang months kami na brainstorm, tapos ilalatag ko yung tapos brainstorm, iti-test namin yung Pero ayun nga, from something na medyo based sa totoo na almost siguro may, of course may mga nilagay na si Direk kasi may mga formalist touches na like yung Instagram stories, it's already there, pero siya mockumentary, parang ganun yung documentary yung so nandun na yung touches, no? So hindi na siya purely found story, but it's still heavily based on the point of view of the band. So yun yung and then yun nga, nung nabasa ko, and then yung feedback sessions, ganyan, parang, I guess going back to yung yung first question mo na challenge, yung una kong challenge, I guess besides dun sa hot topic, yung drug war, which as it turns out, wala talaga nagbago, kasi late, 2000s pa yun eh, nangyayari na yun, and then up to ngayon, I would siguro nangyayari pa sa mga sulok-sulok, hindi natin alam. So, yun yung nasa labak. Ayun, so, aside from that, parang yung unang ko is, ang hirap nitong, parang ang hirap magkwento na ang bida mo is parang upper middle class or middle class. Kasi, maging extra critical, I guess, yung mga tao. Because, real talk, no one wants to empathize with Burgess people because they already have all the privilege in life. Kailangan pa ba natin marinig yung nila, yung point of view nila. Pero ayun nga, parang, of course, parang this is Cinemalaya and we're open to all kinds of voices. So we thought of maybe expanding that, and instead of going to the direction of it being like, parang taking the direction of, Triangle of Sadness, na hindi ko pa napapanood actually, na parang critical siya and self-aware sa, critique siya sa middle class na rini-ridicule. Direk Maan and Carlo Obispo, I felt na they wanted to do something more sincere. So, doon lumabas yung itong mga to, they're just kids. Privileged kids, hindi mo maano yung background nila. They're just naive. Hindi lang nila alam yung nangyayari. pwedeng gumagamit sila ng big words, like neoliberalism, ganyan. Pero hindi nila talaga alam kung ano yun. They were just, parang kulang pa sila sa gana. So yun yung parang medyo, in-expand lang namin yung mga ganun-ganun touches. And since we're also plot heavily, ginawa na namin siyang plot, through Sir Ricky, na may sinunod kaming certain plot points, parang we just needed to put, parang itatanim lang namin, may tanim bala sila, kami may tanim issue, itatanim lang namin yung mga field legacy mo ng mga nakarang administrasyon. I'm not gonna single out one, because I guess they're all complicit, kasi wala naman nagbago since late. Ang dami ko na sinasabi, direct ikaw na.
Pero, that's supposed, palagpakan naman natin ito.
Ayoko, natitigil na ako kasi sabi ko, direct, pabasa natin sa abogado itong script after, para lang sure tayo.
I think yun yung mga bagay na kailangan nilang maintindihan to unpack, to unload whatever it is that they've watched.
So, pinareview naman, wala naman siyang red flag. Yun naman. Kaya if you can see doon sa beginning and this end, we had disclaimers, di ba? So, inspired by true events, gano'n. So, kumbaga, found story, pero more of inspiration na siya. Gano'n. At talagang medyo nagbago na siya talaga.
Actually, what I noticed is that ang daming elements in the film na hindi nangyari in one particular period nga. So I guess that's one of the challenges talaga because it was written in 2010. Tapos 2021 lang natapos at nagawa yung pelikula. So I guess that's 12 years of trying to fit in all the social issues that you can put into the film to make it more relevant. So I guess they all deserve a round of applause for making that kind of challenge, for taking on that kind of challenge. Thank you very much for that. At this point, alam ko ang dami natin, so I'm guessing marami rin nasa comment box. So I would like to read some of them. Ito pong comment box natin, itong mga comments ito can either be a question. Dami nito, so kapihan na ba tayo? Okay. May pakapi ba? Medyo marami siya. Number 1, first of all, congratulations to the cast and crew. Naku, dumadagdag lang. Okay. May pa-hotel check ba tayo? Number 1 question for Juan Carlos. Your songs, Sampaguita and Lunod, have social relevance, and now your movie. Just like your character in the movie, why do you think is it important for artists to break through the noise about social issues na ipasok ang Silimalaya, especially in this era of marites and historical revisionism?
I guess it is. I guess it's part of our responsibility since we're in the industry where we are given the opportunity to be the ones with the loudest voice.
Yes.
Right? And especially with a lot of the people in our industry, whether it be actors or musicians in whatever field, there's this huge influence that we have. And I mean, parang hindi talaga na, ever since naman, I guess all throughout history, laging parte ng pagbabago ang mga taong iba. So yeah, I guess, and with the songs I have, I mean, it's also, I mean, music kasi is my outlet, so I mean, my opinions, sometimes I translate it into song instead of just posting about it on Facebook, because where will that go? So yeah, I guess yun lang yun. There's just that specific bridge between artistry and, I guess, trying to change the system.
A concerned citizen then.
Yes, the most concerned citizen.
Yes. Thank you very much, Juan
Thank you.
Carlos. Okay, next. Hello! Congrats sa Blue Room. Nagustuhan ko yung pag-portray ng mga police. Sayang wala dito sila, no? Kasi yun talagang experience. Okay, buti na anonymous ko. Kasi yun talagang experience ko sa kanila. Na-Blue Room ka rin. Nung time na nahulihan ako, lol. Also, lol. Lol talaga siya. Also, this is what we've been discussing a while ago, yung sa Aswang Docu, diba? Kasi doon ko siya nakita talaga. Ang comment ko lang, nagustuhan ko po yung agitation. Okay. Sige. Sana mag-join po kayo ng National Democratic Mass I won't read the rest sana mag-join po kayo ng National Democratic Mass Organization to further the issue for EJK killings. I guess this is more of a suggestion moving forward to may part 2. Thank you. Okay, next. Kudos to the cinematography, screenplay, dialogue, storytelling, etc. The whole film was so great. Pwede natin palakpakan to. I loved and enjoyed watching. More of these. Parang this is one praise over after the next. Okay, this is a question. I think and anyone can answer naman. Why were the PNP logos censored on the following screening post-gala night? I think. Sige, Miss Ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Actually, in cinemas, the PNP logos were or well, originally when I found out that the police uniform or PNP uniforms that we use were legit and the logos in the uniform were not fake. So sabi ko, do we have a permit? So apparently, parang okay, parang wala. Okay. So parang nagkaroon lang ng miscommunication. And then, of course, the bottom line there is, it's my accountability. So, wala na yung point, ganyan. So, sige. Parang sabi ko, let's solve this. So, originally, well, actually, some of the clips were cleaned by the VFX artist. But because of the timeline, because there were 352 clips that we had to clean. So, sige, we just blur it. Ganyan. And we're so fortunate enough that CCP allowed us to screen the, not the censored one. Kasi CCP naman and it's Cinemalaya. And dahil kailangan i-MTRCB siya sa of course, cinemas, di ba? So what's gonna happen? Baka half of the film na palabas, di ba? So yun, sige, i-blur na natin yung iba yung hindi na clean. Yun, gano'n. Yun lang naman yun. Kasi, siguro, yun din it's my fault siguro. Hindi ko, na-research namin lahat, except that, oh my God, hindi ko na-research ko ano yung PNP logo, yung mga gano'n. Yung mga gano'n lang. Pero yun, hopefully, maayos na rin yun. Kasi, kung sa festival naman, hindi naman nila papansinin yun eh. Di ba? Dito lang naman yung may issue. So yun. Did I answer your...
Yes.
Okay.
I think the question comes from yung mga nakapanood sa cinemas talaga.
Yes, that's right.
Kasi naka-blur talaga siya. Yun. Meron pa siyang isang question. By any chance, kay Siege siguro ito, is the film inspired from Elmer Gatchalian's Ambon ng Kristal? Hindi ko ano yung Ambon ng Kristal. Baka alam mo.
Hindi eh. Actually, mas ang inaano namin is TGIS. Para sa mga... Pero
TGIS naman pala.
Age reveal ba? Jimmy. Hindi, pero mas... from the very start kasi, si Carlo and si Direk parang very clear naman dun sa naging intention nila na they wanted it to be accessible. Na parang, siguro sa akin na parang na makakalabas siya sa kahon ng Cinemalaya. Kasi this is an echo chamber. So, I understand na if yun na wait, nawala tuloy ako. Ano yung tanong? Baka mag-meander na naman.
The question originally was it based on Elmer Gatchalian's
okay.
Ambon ng Kristal?
Well, no. So, based siya sa mga totoong tao na nangyari sa mga na-interview. Direct, may na-interview siyang banda yung early 20s. Ako, may na-interview din ako nung panahon na ng drug war. Research sa YouTube at ano. And then, with Carlo, with the eagle eye, ni Carlo, yung pagbubuo ng plot is, yun na, kung ano yung feeling namin na organic na pupuntahan nung kwento and characters, yun yung pinuntahan.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to the whole team of Blue Room. Another film to treasure. Hope to see more works from Direk Maan. Marami pa yan. Glad I was able to catch the film this year in Cinemalaya. Keep it up. May mga nagalit ba na alagad ng batas? Yun talaga, wala congratulations dito. May mga nagalit ba na alagad ng batas sa pag-portray nyo ng mga polis? I think sa paggawa ng bypass, may napahamak na informant. May parang ganun din ba nangyari?
Sa akin, wala. Thankfully, wala pa. Sana wala. Wala.
Wala. Wala. Okay, thank you. Direct. It was a great movie. I think the common answer from our audience ay magandang pelikula siya. So, maraming salamat for giving us a very good movie. Very timely and perfectly depicts what's happening in our country and our country's justice system right now. Great job. Basahin ko lang to ha. Amazing film, this is art. Oh. Amazing film, this is art. Period. Gumigising sa damdamin. Yun talaga, this is art, period. Gumigising sa damdamin, nagmumulat sa totoong nangyayari. Kudos. Marami pa ang question, babasahin ko lang to. I actually love the film, especially on how relevant it is now. I also didn't expect it to be so political. Actually, that's one of the beauty of the film, no? At first, yun nga TGIS. Di ba, mga privileged kids living a privileged life until such time na naging totoo na siya sa amin. So, thank you for that. Especially, to be so political especially, I assume it is just your typical Gen Z-like movie. Overall, one of the best for this year's entries. It was superb, for it talked about issues that have been happening until now. It was impactful. It was impactful and not a mediocre one. Oh. May shade, Grabe. Blue Room. Okay, marami siyang bullet points. Plot is great.
Thank you.
Showed the unfair justice system. I felt scared of what the police might do to the band. I love the subtle mention of social issues as placards in the background at the end. Ako didn't notice that. Pero meron talaga. So, yun ang sabi niyo.
Well,
Mas na.
when we shot it, originally wala yun. After na lang naisip na, okay, lagyan natin yung luto. Yun. Yung mga characteristics.
Yes. Kasi ito yung kasunod na comment. That no to historical revisionism placard at the end seemed edited into this film. I would like to know the thought process behind the deliberate detail. So, more specifically, I would like to ask if the brown placard was a deliberate space created for relevant calls during the Cinemanaya season. So parang feeling niya na ihabol just to make it more relevant na.
Kasi originally, kasi we shot it in December, di ba? So the pandemic, the health protocols at the time was so strict. So meaning, the number of crowds were limited. So dapat talaga, malaki siya. Na, originally nga dapat nasa rally or what, ganun yung plan namin eh. It's a big scene. Pero nag-change siya. Sige, try natin ganito lang. Pero nung hindi yan, kasi dapat yung ending mataas, diba? So dapat na namin parang humina. So, yun, actually naisip namin. Like ako, naisip ko, sige, lagyan na lang natin ng mga placards, banners, and saying those, yung mga historical revisionism, freedom of, or stop police brutality, yung mga ganun, inad na lang. And then, pina-add ko na rin yung may mga comments, para magmukha siyang madami, gano'n nga. And then, we also added yung epilogue, yung kunwari, naging part na naging ambassadors na sila, gano'n. Lahat yun, inad na lang. Kasi dapat it was supposed to be a big event sa ending. Ayun. Kaya naging gano'n.
Thank you, Ms. Naan. Okay, this is a question for the actors. So I would like to ask si Yoni, si Harvey, si Noor, si Elijah, si Juan Carlos. What realizations did you have while playing your respective roles? Start tayo kay Harvey.
I mean, the movie that we worked on was very, we weren't really hiding anything. Yung siguro yung sa biggest realizations ko was the staging area, yung blue room talaga na set namin dun. I mean, I had known about the injustices that was going on, but I was living in this very small box. that I couldn't really see out of. Pero this movie really helped me. Siguro nag-widen yung mga spaces ng box na yun. I mean, I have a lot to work on to get out of that box where I'm sort of sheltered in. Pero a big part of that realization was being in that environment talaga on that set. Syempre, I'm not saying it's the same thing as what's happened in real life, but it gave me an idea of just how brutal it is to be one of the victims of police brutality and police intimidation. Yeah, I mean, yun yung isa sa mga bigger realizations.
Regardless of your background, your social class.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant about the box.
Thank you, Harvey. Keone, ikaw, may realizations pa while doing the movie?
Same.
Okay.
I'm on a few words.
It says a lot. Really, actually the same thing, the staging area, and if that's like one of the schemes that's possible with the police, like what other schemes would there be? When does it end? Yeah.
Thank you, Keone. Nor ikaw?
Siguro po, one of my biggest realizations is, for me as an artist, yung responsibility to really tell the truth, no matter how disturbing or uncomforting, alam mo yun, it may be. As artists, we should show these realities. And yun, na-realize ko lang kung gaano ka-importante yung trabaho ng isang artista, ng isang tagapagkwento.
Thank you, Nor.
Tama, Nor. Tama.
Elijah, ikaw?
I agree.
So, kaman ang keywords na lang.
Sobrang kasi, sarap magbigay ng deep na answer, kaso parang at this point, pag hindi ka pamulat, parang where have you been living, So, parang these are issues that we've seen on documentaries, watch sa news, babasa ng dyaryo, kung sino man nagbabasa ng dyaryo dyan. Pero, yun nga, it's just nice to tell stories like this, mas share, at mas ipaalam pa, mas marami pang mamulat sa mga ganitong katotohanan at mga issues. And siguro biggest realization ko, hirap pala tumugtog habang kumakanta. Hirap, yung guitar, hirap pala nun. Yung corny, pero...
At least ibang perspective yun. Sige, gawan, Carlo.
Actually, for me, it was not really a realization. It was more of a confirmation. Because I grew up in Cebu, and I grew up on the end of corruption and unfairness and all of that. So, and I also am close with someone who this story is loosely based on as well. That's why it's really more of a confirmation. Na parang, everyone has heard about all these things. Everybody has an idea about these things happening, and it's actually real. So, yun po yung sa akin.
Thank
Confirmed.
you. Confirmation pala.
Confirmed.
Ito, a little bit lighter naman sa actors din natin. As your character, who's your favorite bandmate? LOL. Oh, yung LOL ulit Who's your favorite bandmate? Medyo pakitas question siya, but if you can answer the question itong ating nagtatanong. Who's your favorite bandmate?
I guess ako si Troy, which was played by Elijah. Kasi favorite ko rin si Elijah. And actually, yun lang talaga yun. Actually, diba, in the beginning, I also really wanted to play Troy's character. Actually, kasi I guess parang mas basta yun, favorite ko si Troy.
Sa favorite niya, yun lang daw talaga.
I'll keep it to myself na lang bakit.
As the character po ba?
Yes, as a character.
Well, si Troy, may gusto kasi siya kay Rocky So I'm sure favorite family.
Ano nga ba nangyari? Secret na lang.
Abangan. Joke. Hindi.
Red room naman tayo next time.
Ikaw.
Feeling ko ang favorite ni Rocky, Si Rocky. Hindi, joke lang. Sarili niya. Hindi. Feeling ko bilang siya yung mommy ng band, favorite niya lahat. Favorite niya lahat ng bandmates niya. Kahit si si Anton na napakakulit. So,
Love triangle pa.
love triangle.
Crush ko si Anton. Hindi, joke lang.
Si Anton na favorite.
And then si Harvey. Ay, sorry. Chicks.
Why?
Why?
Ako di ko nga gusto makita.
Ikaw rin na. Kasi, I guess silang dalawa, he feels close with the two. And then you can feel, they're the two people that he can escape all his problems with. Yun.
May question ko lang kay Keone, because yung character ni Christian is the one who's the most underprivileged of the group. In the movie, who do you think gave you the kindest treatment? Feeling mo lang as your character. Who was the kindest among the group?
Troy.
Gusto na yung tanong mo.
Troy.
Si Troy. Pinakamabait. Sige. Harvey, ikaw.
Ayoko kasi si Chicks eh. Ano si Chicks eh, ang init ng ulo ni Chicks. Feel ko pag nagkamali ako ng note sa gitara, magagalit na lang sa akin bigla si Chicks. So, siguro si Rocky. Kasi si Rocky, feel ko if bandmate mo si Rocky, tropa nga kayo pero makakapag-practice kayo. Alam mo yun, kadalasan kasi pag nagpa-practice kayo with your friends, tas banda, wala kayong matatapos sa rehearsal eh. So, feel ko talaga si Rocky yung guys, focus, we need to practice and
Siya yung conduction.
siya yung foundation ng Rebel. Thank you, JK.
Yes.
Thank you, JK. Thank you.
Manager niyo pa, di ba?
And manager pa namin, mommy pa ng grupo. So,
Thank you. Well, entertain. Alam ko hindi lahat nakapagsulat, so at least 1 or 2 questions coming from the floor. If anyone would like to ask a question, kasi alam ko kanina medyo mabigat yung questions natin. If may questions kayo about our actors, about Miss Maan, Sir Siege, Sir Jazz, it's your time. We'll entertain 1 or 2 questions. Ayan, meron na kaagad.
Hi, good evening.
I have a question for Direct Maan. As a future filmmaker who wants to tackle like serious topics like in Blue Room, I want to know if you can give some tips in order to give the film its dramatic feel, but avoid losing its realism. So it still has its drama, but you don't lose what is important within the film, which is the realistic feel of it.
I think question siya for all ng lahat ng aspiring filmmakers.
Yeah, kasi for me, just being true to everything that you do, magta-translate yun sa work eh. So, I think, doon pa lang sa script, we wanted to be genuine as much as possible. Tsaka na lang yung aesthetics ko, ano yung magiging impression. Sa script pa lang maging genuine ka and true. And then the rest will follow eh. Basta wala kang, huwag mo nang isipin yung audience or what. Parang think first, what do you want to say? Tapos, I don't know, di ba? Parang ikaw, director din kasi si Sage. So, parang ganun for me. So, kasi pag marami kang iisipin, feeling ko hindi lalabas the way you want. So, ganun. Yun lang yun sa akin. Kasi hindi ka pretentious. Yun yung for me. Yun.
Pero kay Siege na rin, no? Bilang director din
Did I
siya.
answer your question? Sorry Pang Miss Universe eh.
Then, malaking tulong sa aspiring filmmakers yan, Miss Maan.
Oh, sorry, ano nga yun? So, paano i-keep yung genuine
Yung pagiging realistic niya while still keeping the drama or siguro the artistic side of the film. Yeah.
ano ba? Hirap kasi sweet spot siya eh. Minsan, kailangan, ang filmmaking kasi siya eh. Fluid siya na proseso and a lot of things can happen along the way. So, a good film sometimes, or I would say na most of the time is parang fortuitous event siya eh. Kasi pwedeng super ganda ng script mo, pero may sisira na something, oo. Or may magaling kang actor na very genuine. Pero ang tone na you're trying to go for is dark comedy. So parang may mga ganong ang dami pwedeng mangyari kasi ang daming din taong involved. So I guess as a director, napakahalaga ng pre-production and yung malinaw sa'yo yung yung vision, kung anong klaseng tone ito. And the most important thing is you communicate it with everyone in your team para aligned kayo nung klase ng pelikula na ginagawa nyo. Kasi baka meron palang isa na iba yung iba yung nakuha niya. So ayun, yung importante din talaga yung communication sa buong team, cast and crew.
Thank you very much. Meron pa ba ibang gusto magtanong? Dito naman sa side na to, meron bang gusto magtanong sa inyo? Dami nyo dito. Wala bang represent? Ayan, may nagtuturuan doon sa likod. Sige na, you can ask your question. Sayang, 1 to 2 questions lang tayo. Pwede nyo itanong yung gusto nyo tanongin. Ayan, sige sir.
Hello po, good evening to all. First of all, congratulations po for the film. It was very great. I have a question po for Ma'am Siege and Direk Ma. Was the ending always going to be the staging area, yung mahanap po sila? Or were there other endings involved in the plot? And follow-up question po, are there any instances where you considered killing off one of the main characters? Or wala po?
Yes. Kasi oo kasi yun nga, kasi galing siya sa isang totoong, yun nga, found story, I keep on saying it, pero galing kasi siya sa totoong kwento, dun sa mga bida. And then when we decided na gawin siyang mas genre, ang dami na pwedeng puntahan. So umabot kami sa makukulong si Anton, di ba? Kasi parang sabi na, okay, so meron siyang dalang marijuana. So, dapat makulong din siya. Parang, so may ganong na may passage of time ganun. Tapos, parang sabi namin, okay, magiging medyo siya, problematic or unlikable or whatever. So, ginawa na lang namin, although I'm not sure kung nandun, parang nawala, na hindi na shoot kasi wala. Pero parang binigay lang sa kanya yung cookies. Yung, para less complete. Parang, ayun, so meron din na, pinatay din si Troy, di ba? Inabaril siya. Patay ba? Or ano ba? Basta ang dami.
Struggle sa loob ng staging area, di ba?
Oo, parang may ganun din.
Either si Anton or si Troy yung sa dami kasi naming divisions, honestly, and ang tagal natin ng division.
Oo, kasi even sa editing.
Troy and Anton meron dyan eh. Pero tama, ganun ang feeling mo. Pero either, hindi na namin maalala din.
Kasi even sa editing, parang like yung, yung ending wasn't there, yung may oo, yung epilogue wasn't there. Ang original pa na is parang naging, although medyo radical na siya for some, pero naging para artistang bayan sila na nasa SONA sila. Tapos nag-attend ako ng lock check nila, parang nag-uusap na kami ni no assistant director si Lorna na kasi pag may mob or may rally, may malalaking speakers yan, ganyan na si Lorna. Na-excite na siya. Na-relieve niya yung dates ng
Activistic kasi sa my heart.
Lahat naman kami naka-attend ng mga ganong klaseng rally.
Oo.
Yung meron din namin
dahil pandemic siya at may social distancing, parang saan ka naman nakakita ng mob na may 5 meter, 2 meters apart yung So parang, ayun, so yung sa editing na pumasok yung kasi first time ko rin nagulat kasi first time ko yung napanood yung
nakaka-attend ng mga previews kasi. So during editing din, susulat pa rin kami, naayos pa rin namin. Ang daming basta nag-jumble yung editing din.
Thank you. I think we're about to, wrap up. Pero before we do that, I would like to ask each and every one of you a short message to those who watched, and maybe if you have anything else that you want to say about the film or anything that you'll be doing in the future, go lang, this is your time.
Hello po, once again, ako nga po pala si Juan Carlos. I just want to say thank you again to everyone who came here tonight. And palakpakan mo natin ang sarili natin. Yeah. Maraming salamat po sa mga nanood at sa mga gustong manood. Maraming salamat po sa pagtangkilik at pagsuporta sa gawa ng ating nagawa ng mga Pinoy. And I just want to say thank you to Ate Maan as well, and kasi for giving me this opportunity to be working with you, and for giving this pathway of connecting me with these beautiful people. And yes, yun lang po yun. Thank you. I just want to say thank you, and I am really grateful and honored and blessed. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Juan Carlos. Elijah.
Yeah, thank you sa lahat po ng nandito po sumama sa amin tonight. Gusto ko lang din po pasalamatan yung buong team na wala dito ngayon because every element in a film counts. Our production designers, si Mao, I'm sure Ate Maan will mention all of them later. Pero, yeah, si Sir Neil daw nandito somewhere or nasa labas, nahiya lang yata. But yeah, everybody, really grateful to be a part of this. And grateful to be here again, Cinemalaya, back in theaters. More of a thought than a message. Pero yeah, I'm glad to be with be in the presence of everyone, manood ng pelikula kasama ng audiences. And maraming salamat sa pagsuporta sa pelikulang Pilipino. And thank you everyone. I love you guys.
What was the last film that you did, Elijah?
Last-
Cinemalaya.
Edward, 2019.
Okay, 2 years. Napahinga ka rin.
Yeah.
So balik talaga. Sir Jazz, ikaw.
Ayun, also grateful to be part of this. Thank you, Maan, for allowing me to score the movie. Me and Mikey as well. So, ayun, if you guys like the movie, spread the word, tell people how much you like it. A lot of people will want to watch this also kasi sobrang ganda ng message and it's a really fun experience.
Thank you, Sir Jazz. Ms. Maan, ang question ko pala sa'yo is, are there any plans of taking Blue Room beyond Cinemalaya? Do you have plans for that?
Well, festivals, definitely abroad. Sana may streaming online. Kung sinong kukuha, we don't know yet. Pero I'm very happy that Mark was able to watch the movie. So sana Amazon. Ito, hindi ko alam. Kasi gano'n, yung mga gano'n. Ayun, doon nasa message, no? Ayun. First of all, we would like to thank everyone who watched the film, and thank you also for all the love and the support. Actually, ako personally, I wasn't expecting anything. Sabi ko, sige, ipalabas lang na ito, and we have to tell the truth, kung ano yung message na gusto namin sabihin. And I'm very happy na hindi ko in-expect na box office siya. So,
Congratulations!
So, and I think, sabi ko nga, I won't be able to do this film without the whole Blue Room team. Kasi talagang malaking, kasi hindi talaga, it's a team talaga, always a team. When you make a film, yun. Tapos yun, sana yung sa mga nakapanood, I hope na you realize how important relationships are, and gusto ko rin na you have to learn how to respect other people, especially the less fortunate, and how to be responsible in using your power. Kasi nga, kanya-kanya tayo ng power, like itong bandang to, ang power nila, yung kanilang talent, na like, natatranslate nila sa music, kami message, ito,